Sarvabhauma kahe opatraha kaitena pari. Translation. Since I can understand Krishna according to these two meanings, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what point is there in changing the verse? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, I was not able to give direct reading of the verse. Yadyapi tomara artha eisha blekaya, tatapi ashlishya dosheka hananayayam. Although your explanation is correct, it should not be used because there is ambiguity in the word muktipada. Yadyapi mukti shabdera kaya pancha briti, rudi vrite kahetabu sayujya pratiti. The word mukti refers to 5 kinds of liberation, but its direct meaning usually conveys the idea of becoming one with the Lord. Mukti shabda kahite mane haya grihna drasha, bhakti shabda kahite mane haya taurasa. The very sound of the word mukti immediately induces faith and fear. But when we say the word bhakti, we naturally feel transcendental bliss within the mind. Shri Jagannath Baladev Pada Ki, Shri Radhananda Nishwara Ki, Yogi Govardhana Ki, Shri Gurudara Ki, Gaur Premanande. Text 277. Shuniya Hasena Prabhu, Anandita Mane, Bhattacharya Kaila Prabhu Drida Alingane. Translation. Upon hearing this explanation, the Lord began to laugh and with great pleasure immediately embraced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya very firmly. Text 278. Ye Bhattacharya Pade Padaya Maya Vade, Tamra Aiche Bhakya Spulhe Chaitanya Prasade. Translation. Indeed, that very person who had been accustomed to reading and teaching Mayavad philosophy was now even hating the word mukti. This was possible only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 279. Lahakeya vatsparshi hemana hikarem, tavatsparshamani keha chinitena parem. Translation. As long as it does not turn iron into gold by its touch, no one can recognize an unknown stone to be touchstone. Text 280. Bhattacharya Vaishnavata Dehi Sarvajana Prabhuke Janila Sakshat Brajendra Nandana. Translation. Upon seeing transcendental Vaishnavism in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everyone could understand that Lord Chaitanya was none other than Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Text 281. Kashimishra Adiyata Nila Chalavasi Sharana Laila Sabe Prabhupada Asi. Translation. After this incident, all the inhabitants of Jagannath Puri, headed by Kashi Mishra, came to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Text 282. Seisa Bhakata Gekariba Varnana Sarvabhauma Kareyaiche Prabhura Sevana. Translation. Later I shall describe how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya always engaged in the service of the Lord. Text 283. Yaiche Paripapikare Viksha Nirvahana Vistariya Adyataha Kariva Varnana. Translation. I shall also describe in full detail how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya perfectly rendered service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by offering him alms. Text 284 and 85. Ei Mahaprabhura Lila Sarvabhauma Milana Ihayesh Radha Khori Karayesh Ravana Yana Karma Pasha Haite Haya Vimochana Haicha Milaye Tante Chaitanya Charana. Translation. If one hears with faith and love these pastimes concerning Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's meeting with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he very soon is freed from the net of speculation and fruitive activities and attains the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Text 286. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Translation. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 6th chapter, describing the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Sorry, Melissa, sorry to interrupt. Could we ask the devotees to move forward a little bit because it's a bit crowded?
Okay, everybody please. Today is almost like a Sunday feast for many devotees. Okay, for the last couple of months, for so many months, we were discussing these pastimes with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And because now we are finishing this chapter, I will try to just give a short summary what was really happening here. We have here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally. Last time when he came as Krishna, he told to everybody, "Please surrender unto me." But then a little bit later, he thought maybe people are not really sure what to do, how to do. So he came as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he came disguised as a devotee to show us how to perform devotional service. And then he came in Jagannath Puri, and there he met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was a great scholar of Mayavada philosophy. And what does it mean, Mayavad? I will read here from the glossary what Srila Prabhupada says. Mayavadis, impersonalists or voidists who believe that ultimate God is formless and without personality. So that's the main point, main goal of Mayavadis, main philosophical point, that God is not person. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very great scholar into this philosophical branch. And he meets personally Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he doesn't know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, but he renders some service to the Lord. He took him in his home, he discussed with him philosophy, and he had been heard from his brother-in-law that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in the beginning he couldn't believe this. But after some times, after having some discussion, the Lord really reveals himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya become converted into devotee. He is becoming Vaishnava and devotee, and he knows that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that the Absolute Truth is not impersonal, and that the goal of the life is not mukti, this impersonal liberation and merging into Brahman. And then after he became devotee, there is a couple of things which are happening where he is proving that he really did become devotee. And one of these things is now when he is coming to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and reciting 2 verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is little bit changing the verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. He's changing the word mukti into word bhakti. So and then he is explaining why he is doing this, because it could not happen that he just doesn't know verse properly. What happened to us many times, we are learning the verses and then we are citing the verses, and then for someone who is a big Sanskrit scholar, this may sound very interesting what we really say. I mean, not just if we are reciting, even when we are reading, this may be something little bit else. But